I'm calling a gentleman's sweep. And you know what? If it's not a gentleman's sweep, we're going to go back to Miami and win in 6. Because let me tell you, that guy, he will die before he loses this series to the Celtics. And that's my theory. Look, I'm just trying to have a little fun here, okay? Because last night's game was stupid. Oh, don't know where that guy was last night. But that guy was not in Boston, Massachusetts last night, that's for sure. But hey, ma'am, look, we'll go do it in Miami. I'm convinced of it. I'm still convinced that that guy is due to go nuclear. He's going to have a huge game eventually and seal this thing. And look, these guys are human beings. They have off games. And I thought to myself, let me go back in time a little bit and pull up the scores from last year's Eastern Conference Finals. And if you remember, Jimmy was battling a knee issue, played really bad games 3, 4, and 5, right? So let's go back to May 25th, 2022. The Celtics beat the Heat 93-80, held us to 80 points. Jimmy has 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, played 40 minutes. What happens the next game? Do you remember? Do you remember Game 6 of last year? May 27th, 2022. Miami Heat win 111-103. Jimmy, 47 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists in 46 minutes. The man is due to go nuclear. So I'm expecting something big still, but whatever. Let's get to this another stinker, abomination, gross game that we witnessed last night. I know you guys tune in and, you know, my awesome 14 subscribers, and I try to be a little entertaining, and I have my little jokes and my little shtick with my little tinfoil hat thing last video, and now I have to be serious. I have to be somber and sober because the situation is getting a little bit dire. I'm not worried. I'm slightly concerned. I'm more so concerned for the overall physical health of the team. Mentally, I think they'll bounce back. So I'm gonna go over the game pretty quick. We all know how much it was a stinker. It was torture to watch. We played like a shell of ourselves. We played like how we played in games where we lost to the Hornets in the regular season. That was kind of that bad version of the Miami Heat that unfortunately showed up again tonight. Look, they need to wake up and realize this Celtics team is not the same team from games 1, 2, and 3. These guys, since the 9-minute mark of the third quarter of game 4, when Jason Tatum hit those back-to-back threes, when we were up 9 in the third quarter of game 4, since then, the Celtics have remembered how to play to their full potential, and we all of a sudden decide to forget how to play basketball. So right away, we have no Gabe. I didn't have the most confidence in starting Kyle and Kevin. Just too slow. Didn't like it, and yeah, it did not turn out well. I'm not going to get on here and trash Kyle because we've gotten huge moments and huge contributions from Kyle so far this playoffs. It seems like he's been dealing with some kind of finger injury or something. Who isn't dealing with an injury at this point? Word on the street now is, do we start Haywood Highsmith in place of Kevin Love? Do you start Caleb Martin now? I still like Caleb coming in off the bench because he's been great off the bench. I like the idea of Haywood starting. He played awesome last night. This whole series, a lot of the hardcore Heat people that I watch on YouTube channels and Twitter, they have been floating Haywood's name around a lot so far this series, expecting him to play. He's played well in the past against Tatum and Brown. He's super athletic, great on defense, and we saw him make great offensive contributions last night too. So I think expect more out of Haywood Highsmith. I'm all for it. I would say expect way more out of Haywood, way more out of Duncan. Duncan, another huge game. More out of Caleb and less out of Kevin and Kyle. And who knows what's going on with Max. He's been pretty invisible the last 2 games. Are we going to see more Duncan instead of Max? I don't know. We'll see. Right away, the Celtics look much more active and awake. The Celtics seemed to have locked into something in the last 6 quarters, and the Heat need to wake up and realize that this is a Celtics team now playing to their full potential. How much longer will it last? I don't know. But these guys, the Heat, need to come correct every single game now. You can't play games anymore with this team. You got to come correct. Immediately, we go down 15-5. Immediately, the turnovers start for Kyle. Celtics go on a 12-0 run. I have right here in my trusty little notebook that you all love so much. Heat look totally shook. I don't want to be writing that early in the first quarter, that the Heat look totally shook. I hate that I have to write that. 14-0 run, that turns into a 17-2 run, and it's just gross from the get-go. Tatum absolutely killing us. He had 12 points in the first quarter. I wrote down we're flat, we're careless, we're being attacked by the Celtics. Heat need to wake up and play Heat basketball. That didn't happen, not with this starting lineup. That certainly did not happen. Just to top off an absolutely abysmal first quarter, Derek White hits a buzzer beater 3-pointer against us. Have you guys ever noticed that teams love hitting buzzer beaters against us at the end of quarters? Have you ever noticed that? I feel like that happens all the time against us. It was our lowest scoring first quarter for the entirety of this playoffs. We only had 20 points. Awful. Second quarter, we're down 18, looking terrible. We're getting killed on the offensive rebounds. Haywood Highsmith immediately got in and started playing well. He had a nice steal from Jason Tatum, put us down to 15. I write at the top of this page here, this was probably about halfway through the second quarter, I write, must get lead to single digits by halftime. Oof, that didn't happen. And then I write under that, need Jimmy. That didn't happen. And this is where it got weird. The quarter was tied at this point, 12-12. There's 7 minutes left. We're shooting 50% from 3. They're shooting about 50% from 3, but they took 17 threes and we only took 8 threes. We went on a little 9-2 run, got it down to 11. This is like a continuation from the second half of the previous game. We'd have these nice little moments. We'd get the lead down a little bit, and then we would just have these bad turnovers. Bad decisions. Let them go on a run. Let them hit threes. Here. Remember that? Remember Jimmy had that nice steal that led to a dunk and an and one? We had it down like about 13 points right there. And then boom! They hit a 3. We turn the ball over. They score again. And then you're right back down to 17 points. We go into halftime down 17. Jimmy's at this point 2 for 7. Bam's 2 for 8. Kyle has 3 turnovers. Our lead scorers were Duncan and Caleb. Did you know that they were undrafted? Have you ever heard that before? Has anyone ever said that? Fun fact. Haywood probably taking the place of Kevin Love. Haywood started the third quarter. Lowry starts the quarter with another turnover. He has 4 turnovers now. Highsmith hits a 3, puts us down 16. And then at this point I wonder, like, why isn't Duncan playing more? Because Max was just, I mean, this is 2 games in a row where Max has been bad. Max was just, I mean, not even bad this last game. He was just invisible. I mean, he was just, like, not there. Duncan at this point had 10 points in 12 minutes. Derek White and Marcus Smart just absolutely killed us. Derek White, 6 for 8 from 3. Marcus Smart, 4 for 6 from 3. Absolutely killed us. Marcus Smart, 23 points. Derek White, 24 points. I mean, just killed us, man. Bam turns it over. We go down 21. The Celtics have their biggest lead, and we just couldn't get stops. Like, the other strange thing about this game is like we got blown out that first quarter, and then the second quarter we only lose by 2. Third quarter we only lose by 1, and it was so discouraging that third quarter because there was a long stretch where we're kind of just trading baskets, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, we're going back and forth, we're trading baskets, and you look down to score, it's like, oh, we're down 17 still. Where was Jimmy Butler? Where was Jimmy Butler? And Jimmy Butler's a funny guy. Jimmy is like this sort of masochistic maniacal, psychopathic kind of competitor athlete that seems like he thrives more in dire situations. He's not the kind of guy where, oh, you're up 3-0 and you just need to get one more win. No, he gets up 3-0 and then sort of like takes like a mental vacation. He's at his best when the season is on life support. This was the same team that was losing in the second round of the play-in to the Bulls with 2.5 minutes left. And they end up winning by 11. This is an anomaly of a basketball team, and it's a stressful team. But I still have faith in them. I have faith in this team. I still have faith in Jimmy Butler. I still think Jimmy Butler is going to go nuclear one of these games, whether it's Game 6 or Game 7. I refuse to believe that he's going to let this series get away from us and lose. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. Third quarter, let's see. I'm asking myself, like, why isn't Duncan Robinson playing in the third quarter? He finally comes back in with 4 minutes left. And what does he do? Right away, boom, hits Bam on a pick and roll. He's exciting to watch because it's like, is Duncan gonna shoot a three? Is he gonna come off a pick and roll and hit a bomb? Is he gonna drive to the basket? He's like the only guy driving to the basket. Is he gonna hit Bam on a lob? Is he gonna have a nice pass? Like, he's exciting to watch. Like, I want to see more Duncan minutes. And Haywood too. Like, they're both exciting guys to watch because no one else on the team was exciting to watch tonight. Once again, you got to give credit where credit's due. The Celtics came out with urgency, with tenacity. Their defense was smothering. They were making Bam and Jimmy's life hell. And they're shooting the lights out. And they're playing with a newfound confidence. I feel like a lot of their confidence comes from when they're shooting well. And how long is this shooting streak going to last? Because you know the saying, you live by the three, you die by the three. And if and when they go cold, are they going to try to shoot themselves out of the slump, or are they going to try to make adjustments? And that'll be interesting to see what the Celtics do if and when, say they have a night where they're only shooting 25% from three. And then the fourth quarter comes around, and that's when, Jimmy and Bam got taken out like halfway through. And look, the Heat need to go into dog mode. They gotta go into demon mode. They gotta be the alphas. You gotta forget about when you step on the court. When you wake up on Saturday, you have to be in that killer mindset. They have to be killers. You have to rip their hearts out. You gotta dominate them and put a stake through their hearts. That's what you gotta do. You gotta come out mean. You gotta play angry. Get into a fight. Don't get suspended. Get into a little scuffle. Get mad. The positive takeaway from this is that we had a pretty solid bench. If you have Gabe coming back, you have Caleb still playing well. You have an ascending Duncan, an ascending Haywood Highsmith, and you need Jimmy and Bam to get to wake up. And I think they will. I thought, along with most Heat fans in the beginning of this series, thought it was going to be Heat in 6, Heat in 7 anyway. So the series, it looks like the things have kind of corrected themselves. It's just been a very weird path to get to 3-2, but at least we're up 3-2 still, and you still have 2 more opportunities to put this thing away. Does Haywood start next game? Does Haywood start in place of Kevin Love? I'm fine with that. Do we get more Duncan minutes than Max minutes? I'm open to that. I'm sure Spo has something up his sleeve. We need a really, really well-coached game from Spo this Game 6. It would be nice to put this game away. I don't want to go back to Boston. And like I said earlier, I think Jimmy is a ticking time bomb right now. I think I truly believe that he's going to go off and have a monster game, whether it's Game 6 or Game 7, and he's going to bring this home. Jimmy's going to have to make his adjustments too, because the Celtics are not falling for his shot fake. Did you notice that? So just to break down some stats here, they're bad. Jimmy, only 10 field goal attempts. 4 for 6 from the free throw line. 2 turnovers. Bam, 6 turnovers. I think that's like 10 turnovers for him the last 2 games. Jimmy, 14 points. Bam, 16 points. Kyle with 4 turnovers. The only positives about this game was Caleb, 14 points, 5 rebounds. He played, pretty well. He's been the most consistent person probably throughout this, A, throughout this whole playoffs, B, certainly throughout this whole series. But the two shining stars of this game were Haywood Highsmith and Duncan Robinson. Duncan continues to be amazing. 18 points, 9 assists, only took 3 3-pointers, 2 for 3 from threes, yet had 18 points and 9 assists. Duncan continues this off the dribble scoring, driving to the basket, great passing. I'd love to see more minutes from Duncan. And Haywood, 15 points, 2 steals, 3 for 4 from 3, 6 for 9 from the field. Duncan and Haywood are the only two players that played a lot of minutes that were positives in the plus minus. So that's it. That's all I'm doing for this video. We're not having any fun today. We're serious. We're somber. Things are kind of weird right now. The Heat know what they have to do. Bam needs to stop turning the ball over. Needs to be decisive. I know everybody always says Bam needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be also more decisive when he gets the ball. Jimmy needs to go demon mode and go nuclear. Hopefully we see some more Haywood and more Duncan. Hopefully Max wakes up. Hopefully we make some adjustments and stop letting them get so many 3-pointers up. Maybe the Celtics will go cold from 3 and be forced to make some kind of adjustments. Make them score in the paint. Force them to penetrate. Get in the mud. Get physical with them. Get tough with them. Start a fight. Who cares? Just end this. Can we please just end this? I don't want to make videos about Heat and Celtics anymore. I'm tired of this. I'm staying with Heat in 6, maybe 7. Get out of here.
We're always going to stay positive, knowing that we can and we will win this series. And we'll just have to close it out at home.